This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF Race of the Day for Monday, August the 30th. It's race number 6 at Assiniboia Downs. It's a now winners of 2 allowance race, and you can download free Formulator past performances for this 6 furlong event on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them and handicap along with me. This is the third leg of the very popular $1 pick 4 sequence at the Downs on Monday with a $25,000 guaranteed pool. Now, race number 3 is the kickoff leg of the 20-cent ASD Jackpot 5, and there's $250,000 waiting for the single guaranteed winner of the Jackpot Pick 5. Several 3-year-old fillies taking on older males in this spot. That's going to be something to watch, but perhaps the key handicapping component of this race is the pace. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector and we see the 3 Yarrow Silver Biz expected to be in front in a situation that could favor horses on or near the early lead. Big advantage for Yarrow Silver Biz, who should appreciate turning back in distance. We'll get to him in a bit, but I want to talk about the number 1, Fire on Command, one of those 3-year-old fillies taking on older horses. I think Fire on Command can be a little bit closer to the pace than Timeform US gives her credit for. And if you want to think she's slightly dirtied up, I won't argue the point. Raced on a sloppy track last time out, might not have liked it. Raced 7.5 furlongs 2 starts back, might have been too long for her. You go back to her last 3 true sprints on fast going, stakes placings in all those races, one of them against males last year in the Winnipeg Futurity, and 2 of them against Melisandre, who's very, very good. I think Fire on Command's coming into this race in sneaky decent form and can be used in your exotic wagers. Muskoka is the number 2, and let's watch Muskoka's most recent race, a second place finish as an odds-on favorite in a $5,000 two-life claimer. Now, I think this race at least portends well for her cutting back in distance. She made a very early move into the teeth of the pace. She gets a little bit tired late. Perhaps she made a premature move. This gelding, however, is now taking a big step up in class, is only 1 for 18 lifetime, and might have a limited amount of upside. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach for Muskoka. Yarrow Silver Biz is the key to this race, and at the morning line price is a horse you probably want to use at least in the pick 4, or maybe even to win at 5-1. This horse is a true sprinter, and when he first came to the Downs, he was second in the Proven Reserve Overnight. He was then second in another race over sloppy going. In his last 2 starts, I just think they were too far. The Manitoba Derby, 1 1/8 is just too long for him, and those horses are probably too tough for him. They raced him last time out going a mile. He didn't break very well. He actually was staying on pretty well at the end of that mile race. But I do think he's a sprinter. I do think he's a speed. And if he gets to the lead and backs down the fractions, he could be very tough to down. Orange Theory is the number 4, another 3-year-old filly taking on older horses. And this one has some credentials. Listen, she has been stakes placed in the Manitoba Oaks 3 starts back going a mile. She ran well 2 starts back, only beaten ahead at this distance against fellow 3-year-old fillies. Last time out, she kind of bombed a bit against Marianda, who's also in this field. And let's watch Marianda beat Orange Theory that day. Marianda was 4-1, dropping out of a couple of Manitoba-bred races. Orange Theory ends up 5th. Marianda, who just took the race from the start, took them wire to wire, and pulled off a mild upset. I wonder if Orange Theory regressed a bit, just coming back too quick. 9 days off that good effort 2 starts back, but she's coming back quick again off a 12-day rest. And it's fair to wonder, after earning 3 very competitive 57 Beyer speed figures, if Orange Theory is slowly tailing just a bit off form. As for Marianda, she took on Melisandre. 2 starts back was no match for that horse, but the drop in class and the drop in distance to the 2-life worked for her. Now, you noticed in that video, she didn't change leads in the stretch, but she was still very game to get the job done. She has some speed. I'm just not sure she has speed against this type. older winners. She's one of the 3-year-old fillies as well. Peb is a 3-year-old gelding. We're going to watch his last race on August the 25th. This is the maiden score. This is a son of Munnings out of a Ghost Zapper mare. He's very, very well bred. And as you see, he fell far behind early. He swings to the outside, and he's another one that does not change leads in the stretch and is game to get up in the shadow of the wire. 47 Beyer speed figure. I think you can build on it because he's lightly raced. He's hit the board in his last 3, and this is a horse that had a pretty big price. Another one you might want to consider in exotic wagers. Let's watch Mr. Snickers' last race, a 3rd place effort on August the 11th. This was a good field of horses he was in against. The horse he finished directly ahead of returned to win with a 57 Beyer speed figure. Mr. Snickers got a great trip in this race. You saw the hole open up for him at the top of the stretch. He split rivals. He didn't change leads in the stretch, and maybe that cost him second, if not the win. He was only beaten a half length. But his last 2 sprint Beyers, 53-52, put him in very good stead. Throw out the Manitoba Derby going 1 1/8. That's not what he wants to do. Early in his career in the United States, they tried turf going long. They tried dirt going long. He is a sprinter, despite being by Belmont Stakes winner Empire Maker, and he's in very good form. This is a 2-life race. Marianda is a winner of 2, of course, because she had the Manitoba bred conditions. Mr. Snickers got beat by a 4-time winner last time out. This is a substantial drop in class. Etu Babu can easily win this race, cutting back in distance. Let's watch his most recent start. Now winners at 2-life, dropped into this level after finishing 7th in the Manitoba Derby. You see him on the outside. He is trying hard in the stretch of this race. He's only beaten a length and a half. He has earned figures in the past that make him dangerous. The question is he truly a sprinter? I think he might fall far behind in the early portion of this race, and if the pace is slow as Timeform US expects, he could be in big trouble. I landed on Mr. Snickers in here because I think he's getting a sneaky class drop after facing 4-time winner last time out and giving a very good performance against that horse. Yarrow Silverbiz is the curious pace play. He could be long gone if he goes to the lead. I probably use those 2 horses in my pick 4 wagers. Again, $25,000 guarantee for the $1 pick 4 at the Downs on Monday. So I'll go with Mr. Snickers and Yarrow Silverbiz. Good luck.